the position I put myself into at the moment is to be able to, from the business I've got now, to get more of those, to put myself in a position where the next 20 years, me going to work is because I want to.
Yeah.
Not because I have to. There's a difference, you get what I'm saying? I don't want to be in that situation where I feel like I'm constantly chasing, because I've seen it from family members who've passed where they've worked themselves to death. You get what I'm saying? Like my uncle who raised me, I remember like he had a stroke, came out of hospital and went right back to work. And that alone just showed me I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Stuck in a rat race. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were my age or your younger self, would you go back into PTing or would you do something differently? Knowing what you know now. Did you enjoy doing PT?
PT was fun. Yeah, PT was fun. But I'll probably do it slightly different.
Still do PTing, but differently?
If I did, I would have done it earlier. It's slightly different. Probably wouldn't have stayed in it as long. I would have picked up a trade from school. Yeah.
That's a big one. I say that to my friends. If everything goes tits up,
I would have picked up a trade.
I'm going to learn a trade and just open my own construction company or something along them lines.
I would have started that from school days. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people that are in that know how to do a trade. It's the best way to start a business.
Yeah. I'd have probably maybe even stayed, like, I reckon I would have probably done something like, all right, let me do electrician, then plumbing, then carpentry, back to back to back. So that way you get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the best way, because then from then you can create a company and just hire other people.
And when you've hired people, you'd actually know what you're talking about firsthand. You know what I mean? Because you're covering everything.
Yeah, and then you know if they're doing something wrong. Because I've thought about it, I was like, should I create a construction company? But then if I hire a plumber or electrician, I've got to trust their word.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that you say that. I want to talk about networking, because on last pod I listened to of yours.
Yeah.
Wes was asking, if you were to go back, would you pick people or money? And you said you would prioritize networking.
Yeah.
Why would that be the case?
See, the thing with a network, right, goes back to this money thing where I said to Wes recently, I said, especially with the YouTube stuff, if in the psychology of people is weird, the better you do with yourself, the more people naturally gravitate towards you.
I want to touch upon your venue. So you're into venues now.
Yeah.
You've got a venue called 254. Just tell the people what the inspiration was behind that and the name itself.
So the name 254, my mum's birthday is 25th of April. Like if she was alive, 254.
Yep.
So the whole aim originally would have been, if she was alive, she lived in Nigeria. And the only way that I would have been able to get her to move over here, because she always used to complain about, it's too cold here, blah, 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 would have been if I'd set this up back then and then had her do the catering in my kitchen space.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'd have been like, all right, listen, you got a catering company in Nigeria. It makes you good money. But if you was here, like, let's say from March till October, then when it's cold, you just go back home and train someone up to look after things while you're here. The money you can make in that period, you won't need me to do anything.
Yeah.
Because now we're partners. You're making, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're making as much as me and helping me make more money on my business. And yeah, that would have been the general aim. But unfortunately, she passed 4 years ago. Then COVID kind of pushed back. It kind of pushed back everything for me. Where before COVID, before she passed, I remember she would be like, oh yeah, you need to save your money and buy a house and do this and blah, blah, blah. And I remember saying to her, because you see me traveling all the time and hearing, oh yeah, he done this, he done that, you assume that I didn't have as much money as you
Yeah.
thought I did. But I said to her at the time, when she was like, oh yeah, you buy a house and do this, I'm like, that, like, rushing to buy a house wasn't my dream, like, unlike everyone else's, where everyone feels like for you to be an adult, you have to have a house and this and that and that. And I always used to say to her that the type of house I want wasn't in my budget.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So like, I already had the deposit for that at that time. And lucky enough I did, because imagine this now. 2019, I remember I've gone to Dubai with the man them. 2 weeks later I've gone Miami. I've come back and I've said to myself, raw, I'm not going to be flashing no more. And that was triggered by being next to my brethren Luau Deng in Miami, and I'm thinking, raw, I'm here like bare name brands and you've just got just one Gucci trainers in your house that I've seen, and I've never seen you branded up head to toe. And then Lou's always said a couple things to me, and it's like, you've never needed all of this to get the attention you get. And I'm there sitting back and I'm like, you know what, you're right. So I've come back and I've said to myself, bro, I'm not going to be flashing no more. I'm just going to ease up. Like, I don't need to be like a brand whore. So I remember speaking to my mum and I've said to her, bro, I'm not going to travel as much because I've got things I want to do. But this was already kind of in my head, if you get what I mean, not knowing what was coming. 6 weeks later, my mum passes. Then all of a sudden, I'm having to prepare for a funeral last minute, spend money and that. Then I come back from that. Then I'm kind of like in limbo for months. So when my mum's passed, from November till probably March, I'm mentally not here. I just remember this. Taking little holidays to try and get out. Like, I felt like I was escaping here. And at the same time, I used to go gym once a week just to have some sort of, I'd done something in the week, but I literally wasn't doing nothing. All I used to do was just sit at home and half the time put on the TV, and like, the TV could be on without no sound and I'll just be watching. But I'm not mentally here, if you get what I mean. I'm just sulking and moping about and just down on life. Then when I decided, oh yeah, let me go out, I remember it was like March the 8th, it was my brother's birthday. My business partner with someone, I've gone out to his birthday. I'm like, yep. I've said to the man, yeah, from next week, I'm back on it. Lockdown comes. So imagine now, I've worked from November. I was living off savings. Then March comes when I decide, yeah, I'm back to me, and decided, yeah, I'm going to start working. I'm going to go and make back what I've spent on the little holidays I've done to try and get my mind back, and the funeral and everything, and snap out of all of that and replace what I've taken out of savings. I've had to dive back into savings from March to August. So imagine going like 9-10 months not working.